Hey agents, thanks for stopping by. My name is Mike Hardle. I'm the president of sales with Agent Boost Marketing. And the purpose of this video, it's going to be about 30 minutes. We'll go through basically everything that you may be struggling with as an agent right now and some solutions that we have as Agent Boost. As many of you know, there's a lot of challenges going on in the industry right now. And it's been difficult for agents navigating these difficult changes over the past couple of years. We know that you all as agents are always the hero of your own story, right? We want to be able to help you on your journey, be able to overcome all of the obstacles that you may be facing. There's quite a few things going on in the industry right now. I want to highlight a few of the challenges that you may be aware of and maybe some of the reasons why you're actually watching this video right now. As many of you know, there's a lot of chaos going on in the Medicare Advantage, supplement, and ACA industry. There's been a lot of changes to the funding environment. There's been a lot of changes on the ACA side with fraud, waste, and abuse. And many agents are finding it difficult to stay up to date with all of these changes and still find success in the industry. Overall, I want you to know that we here at Agent Boost are extremely bullish on the industry long term. We believe this industry is the best there is, and we love being able to help people with their health and wealth. And so we're going to talk a little bit about some of the challenges and hopefully some solutions of how we may be able to help you. As we talked about, there's funding issues going on in the marketplace right now. We're seeing a lot of carriers exiting the space right now. They're doing what are called SARs, service area reductions. They're completely leaving markets that they've worked for years and years to grow. It's causing a lot of chaos and disruption. For the first time, we've seen a lot of carriers go suppressed and non-commissionable, meaning they've decided that they're not going to actively market those plans. And even if they are, those plans may or may not be commissionable. We've seen this happen on the PDP, the prescription drug side of things, at scale. And we're seeing it proliferate across the industry on the Medicare Advantage side as well. We're also seeing major chaos and disruption on the ACA side of things. You may be an agent that's historically been selling supplements. We're also seeing a lot of disruption there. We're seeing supplement prices increase and becoming unaffordable for consumers. And we're seeing some of those carriers also leave the space. So it's not leaving agents with a lot of opportunities, and it's causing a lot of consternation. We've also seen a very, very aggressive compliance environment over the past couple of years. This is due in part to a lot of bad actors that have proliferated across the industry over the past couple of years. But the overly aggressive compliance rules and regulations have been changing at a breakneck pace, and it's been difficult for agents to keep up. This has caused a lot of agents to maybe consider whether or not they want to stay in the industry. We're also seeing CMS and the Department of Justice go after major insurance carriers, causing a lot of turmoil there. We're seeing them go after a lot of these big box call centers that have operated in our space over the past 8 to 10 years as well. And so there's just a lot of things going on that are disrupting the industry. Additionally, we're seeing lead generation becoming increasingly difficult with the increased costs and the increased compliance difficulty. A lot of agents are having a hard time getting in front of consumers in a compliant and cost-effective manner. The other thing we're seeing right now is we're seeing, I guess I would call them the collapse or the demise of a lot of these call centers, and not just the big three call centers, but a lot of agents and call centers that have been doing remote or virtual sales. It's very heavily under scrutiny with CMS right now, and it's caused a lot of agents to be looking for new opportunities. So currently right now, when I'm filming this video, I'm seeing thousands of agents that have historically been virtual or remote agents looking for a new opportunity, as they've either been cut from these massive call centers or the funding environment has just changed the fact that where they were prior, the economics just aren't working out and they're looking for a new opportunity. So these are some of the things that I'm seeing from a high level that agents are dealing with in the industry. Now, a lot of times individual agents are also looking or struggling with a lot of challenges personally. Maybe you've been in the industry for a long time and you're stagnant, right? You're having a hard time keeping up with all of these changes. You're lost with some of those things that I've been talking about prior. Maybe you're seeing a gap or a loss of your revenue. Maybe you've seen some of your carriers that have historically been your go-to carriers that are going non-commissionable or suppressed, and it's causing a lot of difficulties for your revenue, and you're looking for ways to replace that. You may be finding it difficult to get in front of clients in a cost-effective way, like I mentioned before, or maybe you don't have access to the products that agents are currently selling. Maybe you need to expand your portfolio, or you need to expand where you're selling as well. A lot of agents I see these days are struggling with a lack of technology. As we go into 2025, the best agents are the sophisticated agents who have access to a robust portfolio of technology that'll help them do a great job and be a good resource for their clients. I see many agents who are stuck in what I call hierarchy hell. This may mean that you have some sort of upline who may have an upline, and you don't necessarily know who to go for the help, training, and resources that you need, or your business is growing and you don't have any upward mobility or trajectory in your business. That's something we'll talk about that we could help with as well. A lot of times I see that agents just struggle with a general lack of mentorship. They don't know who can lead them in their industry, maybe who got them into the industry or helped them in the first place is no longer there, or they're also struggling to adapt with all the changes going on. It's great to be around agents and agencies who are having a lot of success and growing. I think there's a big challenge going on right now with trainings going on in the industry. Of course, if you need basic industry training on Medicare or ACA or the products or how they function, that's extremely easy. What we want to focus on are the trainings that'll help you be successful in 2025 and going forward, not what's worked historically. Maybe you're a successful agent and you're struggling with marketing funds as co-op dollars have been changing. Maybe you don't have a dedicated, consistent way to continue to reinvest in your business. Or maybe you just need help with an overall business strategy. You need to be with somebody who can take a look at what you're doing from a macro level and give you guidance and support to help your business continue to grow. That's where we come in. We want to be your guides along your hero journey here at Agent Boost. We want to help you get a plan of action so you can have the success that you're looking for. I've got some of my guys here, some of my what we call our guides. They're agent success managers that we plug all of our agents in with, and we'll talk a little bit more about them here in a little bit. But we want to be able to give you a plan of success. We want to be able to meet you with wherever you're at in your career and be able to take you to the next level, help provide you with a plan and something that you can implement right away in your business. All right, so what does success look like for you? Why did you get into this industry in the first place? If you're like me, I bet you got into it because you identified the insurance industry as a mechanism to be able to provide the financial freedom and stability and flexibility that you wanted in your life, right? Much of that comes from residual income. We're going to talk a little bit about that here in a moment as well. But I also want to ask yourself, what does failure look like? What happens if you don't make a necessary change? As many of you know, people refer to the insurance industry as 10%, nation, or only 90% of agents that get into the insurance industry are out of the industry within 2 years. And a lot of that comes from these things that we just talked about before, or agents just don't have the structure or the support that they need to be successful. So what I find typically is a lot of agents know what they're currently doing isn't working for them, but they're scared to make a change, and they're scared to go through any sort of disruption in their business. But I want you to ask yourself, what does that look like if you don't make a change? What does that look like if you keep doing what you're doing? We want to be able to help you, like I said, no matter where you're at in your journey. And so I want to give you kind of who we are at Agent Boost. My brother Dan and I got into the industry back in 2007. I followed little brother into the industry in 2008. And we really got our start as ICAs, independent career agents for United Healthcare. And so we've grown and proliferated this business from a small local GA agency all the way to one of the top national carriers on the Medicare and ACA side of things. We're in all 50 states. We've got over 3,000 contracted agents here at Agent Boost. We have over 30 corporate employees spread across our Salt Lake and our Tampa headquarters. Currently, we have about 40% of our production coming from field agents, and we also are doing a lot of virtual remote sales as well. No matter how you want to do business, we're going to be a good resource to be able to help you. Our structure gives us a unique blend of high quality enrollments and also a high volume. A lot of people think that if you go more virtual sales, that you're going to have poor quality and you're going to be like some of these big box call centers that have caused a lot of chaos over the industry. we've always taken the approach of a field agent and been able to use tech to plug clients in with really good high caliber agents, no matter where they live anywhere in the country. These are some of our partners that we work with. As you can tell, they're kind of the who's who of the carriers all across the country. On here, I have also Health Sherpa and Sunfire. We have a great strategic partnership with both of those partners as well. And so I think you'll see that our portfolio is definitely robust, and we can provide you the contracts on the Medicare, ACA, or any of the ancillary services that you need as well. I have what we call our elements of success. Our vision, we really want to create the next generation of insurance agents. As many of you know, the average insurance agent is 60 years old. And that's great. Some of our best agents are on the older side of things. They've been the ones that have really built and developed this industry. But we want to be able to continue to facilitate a career that adapts with all of these changes, that allows you to continue to do business for the next 20 years and beyond. And we want to be the mechanism to help you build the life and the career that you wanted, why you got into this industry in the first place. Our mission is we always want to do what's right for the customer, no matter the outcome. And here at Agent Boost, we have 3 customers. We have you as the agent, we have our carrier partners, and then we have the consumers as well, the beneficiaries that we serve. And we generally feel that no matter what, if we always take that guiding principle and do what's right, we're going to be okay long term. We really want to build a team and a culture of love and respect. One of the things that we love about this industry is being able to create relationships with people from all states, all backgrounds, all walks of life, all over the country, and be able to work together in a productive way and create lifelong, long-term relationships. Our goals at Agent Boost, we want to be the industry leader in tools, tech, training, and culture. And we want to be able to be the singular partner. So no matter what products you want to sell and how you want to sell them, we want to be a one-stop shop singular partner for you all on your career. Our product portfolio, obviously, Medicare Advantage, supplements, ACA products as well, life and annuities. We stay with the fixed annuities, and then ancillary products. And ancillaries are really an emerging thing right now, as we're seeing benefits being cut across these plans across the board, and agents having revenue gaps in their business. We're very big on a lot of good ancillary products right now that can help fill those gaps. Let's talk about lead generation. Getting in front of qualified consumers compliantly is one of the most difficult challenges that agents are facing right now. So we kind of break leads into 2 different categories, right? We have paid leads, and here at Agent Boost, one of the things that makes us different, we have a really great staff here in person that are helping generate our own leads farm to table through Google Forms, Facebook ads, organic generated leads. We have internal call teams as well, where we create good quality inbounds as well as really trusted, vetted partners. As you all know, making sure that we have compliant, trusted leads is extremely important. So whether we're creating those ourselves or relying on a vetted partner, we have those leads that are available to you through our own internal channels or trusted partners. Another thing that I'm really big on right now that I think the industry is seeing a revitalization or a renaissance of the field agent, and being able to create great referral partners in your local city, county, state, and be able to have no cost or low cost evergreen referral partners. And we're great at being able to help agents create and cultivate those opportunities and be able to teach you how to add value where you can create those really great, valuable reciprocal lead partners. A couple of the things that we do to generate leads, we have some of our own direct-to-consumer brands. We own and operate Medicare Advocates on the Medicare side of things, and also health plan advocates as a more broad, ACA, IFP side of things as well. Both of these have hundreds and thousands of 5-star Google reviews and really help us know what we're doing when it comes to lead generation. And many of our agents benefit from these affiliations and are able to use these brandings as well. Trainings. Like I said before, training is something that a lot of agents really struggle with. A few things that we do different. We do a national sales meeting. I actually host that myself every Monday morning at 9 Mountain Standard Time. We broadcast those live via Zoom, and we also film them and put them on our YouTube channel as well. We break that into 3 different sections. We go over motivation, and then we go over industry updates, and then we go over training. So we're able to get up-to-date, accurate information to our agents every Monday, and there's a feeling of cohesion there. There's a feeling of a company that has a year-round direction and pulse and energy that'll help keep you motivated, help keep you updated with all of the changes and things that you should know, best practices to be successful every week. We also do many virtual trainings. We have trainings every week focusing on anything from ancillary trainings to best practices, sharing what's working from agents all over the country. And then we have a robust, what we call our community hub and Slack channel. We have built our own repository of resources, training information, and call them a forum or a community where agents can ask questions and get access very quickly. We also pair that with a Slack channel of over 1,000 active agents that are always sharing, answering questions, sharing best practices, passing leads, and helping each other out. And we at Agent Boost, our staff is also in those Slack channels, in those community hubs, helping agents quickly and efficiently. So we want to be able to plug you in to the most up-to-date information as fast and easy as possible. Live events, we're also doing a lot of live events that are focused on really developing you all as agents at a high level. A couple of the live events that I really love, our annual kickoff. We'll broadcast that live as well as do it in person, generally here at our Salt Lake City facility. And we have a really large annual producer conference where we bring a lot of the carriers locally, regionally, and nationally and focus on what you need to know to be successful every year for annual enrollment. And then another training that we do continually that I really like are what we call our elite agent trainings. These are 2-day deep dive trainings that really focus on what you need to do and know to be successful as an insurance agent. These are things like, how do you track your commissions? What are best practices? How do you get through the ebbs and flows of the industry cash flow wise? How do you make it work? What are the top agents doing? What are the things that you should be doing for lead generation right now, that current time of that month? And one of the things I'm very proud of is we have an 80% success rate, meaning 80% of the agents that attend those trainings turn into what I call a high producing agent, meaning they produce not just a policy or two, but they become above average industry producers. And if you remember before, I said that there's a high failure rate in this industry, but that training obviously is having a great effect. It's a training that I feel like other agencies or influencers in the space really charge hundreds or thousands of dollars to come to their seminar and kind of learn the best practices. We do that for free. And you don't even have to be one of our agents. If you want to just come out and check out what it's like, you can come out and check out one of these elite agent trainings. The way we structure those, if you are an Agent Boost agent and you've produced any 15 policies or enrollments, we'll actually pay for you to come out. We'll pay for your flight, pay for your hotel room, and most of the food is included as well. If you're not with Agent Boost or you're a new agent and you want to invest in these trainings, if you become affiliated or once you produce any 15 policies, we'll reimburse you $1,000 for your travel just for coming out. But that's a very successful program that I really like to highlight because I think it's super beneficial for our agents. You can check our website, agentboost.com. There will always be a training calendar link there as well. Let's talk about tech tools. Tech is always changing. A couple of things that we do. First of all, we provide what I feel like is the best in class CRM. We call it Rocket CRM. And we've built our own custom iteration on the Go High Level chassis or platform. And we'll put a couple screenshots up here, but if you've ever seen this, we've kind of proliferated that across the industry. And we're seeing a lot of other agencies and agents use that, but most of them sell that to their agents and they charge at least $100, if not $300 for use to that tool. We have always provided that to all of our agents at no cost, including the back-end technology utilization and communication. And it's great for managing your book of business, prospecting leads, and keeping track of omni-channel or every communication that you've ever had with your clients, from them being a prospect all the way through them being on your book of business. And it really helps manage your book and really look like an absolute professional to your clients when you have every communication and every note that you've ever interacted with these clients saved easy and compliantly. It's also HIPAA compliant, so you can save all your data in there in perpetuity. We also have a great partnership on the ACA side of things with Health Sherpa. We're always dog fooding and beta testing a lot of things with them. We have a fantastic relationship with Health Sherpa for those of you who do ACA. And same thing on the Sunfire side with Medicare. Many of you are familiar with Sunfire, but I find that many agents aren't fully integrated, meaning they have either split up lines where they don't really benefit from the full robust having all the carriers in one source right there, where you're able to quote, compare, and enroll right there in one platform. And we're able to do that with Sunfire, and we have some extra features and tools that other uplines or other entities may not have access to. We have what I feel like is the best technology suite for agents to be successful in 2025. We'll talk a little bit more about some of the other things that we do when you onboard with us. We've custom built a lot of nipper flows and automations to check your state ready to sell status with the carriers. We are able to what we call lead rank and score leads. So we're building a massive ecosystem of our own leads to be able to track the life cycle of that lead across all platforms, all channels historically, and be able to make sure that other agents aren't getting each other's leads, that we know what happens with our lead sources to where we know what the best ROI or return on investment are for you all as agents there. And then we have our new bot, Steve, helps with contracting. He makes our agent success managers really an expert to help check on your ready to sell statuses, your licenses, and we're always using the newest cutting edge AI to make our tools and our availability easier and more accessible for you all as agents. Let's talk about compliance, everybody's favorite topic. So compliance is a really hot button issue right now, as we all know, and many agents struggle with making sure what they're doing is currently compliant. And as we're seeing over the past couple of years, compliance is a moving target. It seems to be always changing, whether it be on the CMS regulatory side or whether the broader government lead generation and consent and contact. There are a lot of nuances that you need to be familiar with so you can make sure that you're doing business in a compliant way. I also like to say, we have really great compliance officers here led by Rhiannon Jacobson, who's been in the industry for over 12 years. And I really like to say she functions like, your defense attorney. If you ever have a question with compliance, which you will if you've been in this business long enough, or you ever have a complaint, she will help you navigate that in the most professional and best way possible. She'll also help get marketing things approved through HPMS. We have our own direct logins with HPMS and the carriers. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. We'll just make sure whatever you're doing to market is compliant and you have the guidance to know what you need to be doing. One of the things we do on the virtual side of things too, that really helps you become a better, more compliant and overall better sales agent. If you're doing virtual sales over the phone, we will run your calls through an AI call scoring tool that'll make sure you're covering the necessary things that you need to do to be successful as an agent, but also to remain compliant. We're able to do this at scale very efficiently, and we don't do it in a punitive way. We do it in a way that'll help you sell better, retain better, and overall be more successful as an agent with a focus on compliance there. Our support, I've mentioned them before, but we have what we call our agent success managers. And every agent that comes on board or works with Agent Boost, regardless of whether you're an agent or agency, will get paired with an agent success manager. And that's a person assigned to you that will help plug you into the resources as a single point of contact, make sure you know how to get access to the right support in a timely method where you don't have to call in and work on some 1-800 number and hope that you get plugged into the right person at the right time. You'll have a single point of contact to be able to help you get access to all of the resources and benefits that Agent Boost provides. We also have a great agent support unit that does all of our own in-house contracting. If you've ever worked with a FMO or a carrier directly, you know that contracting can be a pain sometimes. We have a fantastic team that'll walk you through that process and make it as seamless as possible for you. They are here in office, on location, not some remote, force that we're trying to manage. They do a fantastic job and you'll be able to be in direct communication with them. They're also able to help out with some other things as well. We call them an agent support unit. Make sure that they can answer generic questions for you as well. If you need access to a marks lookup, for example, you don't have marks, they can help you with that as well, help you get access to that quickly and efficiently. I'd mentioned our Slack channels and our community hub, but just wanted to highlight that again here on the screen. I can't overstate how important these are and how much our agents like that, to be able to celebrate each other's wins, answer questions, share resources, leads, other opportunities, best practices, and also be able to connect with all of Agent Boost staff in a timely and efficient manner as well. or go over and access the Community Hub, where it's more of a permanent long-term repository of information, training, helpful documents, things like that you can access at any time through your CRM. We do have two headquarters. We kind of tried to hit both sides of the country. We have a large facility here in Salt Lake City, as well as another facility in Tampa. If you ever need to come out for trainings, we have both sides of the country covered. We really like to highlight that we have robust Class A office space available. A lot of our agents come in and use those, but you just want to know who you're working with. You want to know that the organization or the FMO partner that you're working with is a reputable company that isn't doing business out of their house, and that you have somebody that you can trust, a trusted resource to go to. Talk about influencing the industry. Dan and I do a weekly or sometimes more frequent or less frequent podcast that focuses on all of the changes, a lot of the things that we talked about to open this video today, to keep agents up to date and really kind of give you a behind the scenes, all information access to everything that we know. One of the things that we've seen in this industry is people are generally not willing to share helpful information. We do so all the time at no cost, just hoping to add value to you all as agents. And then a lot of people in this industry are unable, either through compliance or legal red tape, to talk about things. And so a lot of things go misunderstood or unsaid. And that's really what we like to focus on or talk about on our podcast. You can find it anywhere where podcasts are available, or on YouTube. It's just called the Agent Boost Marketing Podcast. So back to you all as agents. When we try to talk about opportunities for you all, we like to focus on you and where you're at in your career. And what we like to ask as we're working with you is, what type of products do you want to sell? Do you want to sell Medicare? Are you Advantage focused? Are you sub focused? Do you want to sell ACA? Do you want to do life and ancillary, or some sort of combination of all those? And then the second thing is, how do you want to sell them? Are you what we call a field agent, where you're doing most of your business or all of your business face-to-face, retail, belly-to-belly? Or are you a telephone agent, where you're doing 100% of your business from your home office or your office, and you don't ever want to go meet with somebody? Or maybe you're a hybrid, you're some sort of mix of both of those. However you want to do business, we can help support and facilitate whatever it is that you want to do. Finally, we like to ask you, what's your life and financial situation like? Because what I've found is the biggest obstacle to agent success is, of course, everybody wants to build a big book of residual income, but many of us don't have the life circumstance to be able to instantly, that's not achievable. You may have bills that you need to pay next week, next month. Maybe you don't have savings. Maybe you have high cost of living like most of us do these days, and going fully independent and having those difficulties with building a book of business aren't really feasible for you. So you may need a different opportunity. We have a couple of different things that we want to focus on. Option one is what we call a traditional field agent. We feel like we're able to better support with all of those tools, training support, resources that we talked about. All of that is available to all of our field agents. In addition to that, we'll also pay for your E&O insurance, your errors and omission insurance. Keep in mind that does only cover you on the carriers that you have aligned with us. If you have a carrier that's outside of our portfolio, it will not cover you on that policy. Field agents, if you want to own your book of business from day one, if you want to get paid directly from the carriers, if you want to get paid what's called full FMV, fair market value, that's set by CMS from day one, you're a field agent. Field agents can also get co-op dollars either from Agent Boost or directly from the carriers. That's always kind of depending, but we definitely do have programs that are available directly from Agent Boost for co-op, and we can plug you into resources to get any available marketing dollars from carriers as well. If you're an agent seeing this, we have a new producer bonus where we'll give you co-op marketing dollars when you move over. Verifying production, we'll kind of see what you've done historically and give you an onboarding bonus for co-op marketing dollars when you come on board. We'll put that on the screen here. It may be changing, so I don't want to talk about those dollars specifically. Sometimes it's going up, sometimes it's being adjusted a little bit. And then we have an ongoing marketing reimbursement program where we will reimburse you marketing dollars quarterly per enrollment. So field agents are just that. If you're, more on your own, if you're doing business, face-to-face, retail, we can help support and facilitate you better than anybody else. Let's say you may not be able to make that work financially. You may need to be making money right away, and you may not be able to deal with prorated commissions. You may not be able to deal with the difficulties of an annual enrollment or the commission cycle on ACA, and that slow burn buildup of residual income may not be attainable for you right now. So we have a couple of different options. What we call option 2 is a semi-captive, what we call an LOA agent. And an LOA agent means that Agent Boost, in full disclosure, owns those policies, and you get paid an alternative compensation model for performing services. We call this program our strategic sales agents, or our SSA. And currently, these are the carriers that are on that program. I'm not going to mention them by name in case we change those. We're always looking to add or maybe change those situationally, depending on how those carriers are performing, the opportunities for them to be sellable. But you're selling not a full portfolio of products, but a slimmed down portfolio there. And they are carriers who are providing us help, lead support, co-op dollars, maybe carrier sponsored lead opportunities directly. And so we reciprocate by working, for those businesses in a semi-captive opportunity. Let's talk about what that means. You are LOA to Agent Boost, meaning Agent Boost owns those policies, and you get paid a different compensation model. The point of this program is, if you want to learn the business, if you want to get good at it, we try to say, hey, you want to go independent long-term? That's great. Let's make sure you know what you're doing. Let's make sure you can survive the industry financially. Let's pay you really well. And when you're ready to make that transition, we'll fully support that to where you can transition over to an independent agent. These agents get priority access on our virtual teams. They're able to get the best inbound calls. So it's a combination of inbound and outbound calling. They get paid every week. So what we do is on Monday, we check all the carrier portfolios, and anything that's showing up, any pending enrollments, we issue a payment for that week, that following Tuesday. So you do get paid every week on this team with a once a month true up. All right. I'll go and show you the current commission schedule on the next slide. But we ask for a 1-year commitment on this. It's not a contract, it is a commitment. You do contract with the carriers as an LOA. So it's not very easy to just flip a switch and say, oh, you're independent, oh, you're LOA. You have to go through the whole process again. So you do not own back end or your residuals because you're getting paid a higher one-time upfront commission on that. And then we also ask that you work roughly 30 hours a week as a commitment on that, meaning this will not work for you on a part-time basis where you want to, put a couple hours to work here and there. That's not what we're looking for, and it won't be a good path for you either. You do get paid directly from Agent Boost. You get put on a full team lead with full support and access to all the resources. It's a fully supported environment, meaning you get access to all of our branding, access to all the leads, and a team lead that'll help coach you through no matter where you're at, your skill level or your experience in the industry. When you're starting off on this team, before you get enrollments, your first 10 enrollments must be done outbound. We want to make sure you know what you're doing, that you're compliant, that you kind of have the marbles out of your mouth before we're spending money on inbound calls for you when you may not be prepared for them. Then we'll start adding inbound calls as well. So this is the current compensation plan on this strategic sales agent opportunity. So it is tiered. So this is on a monthly basis. So if you're producing between 1 and 8, and these are effectuated enrollments, guys. These are not submissions. These are policies that actually go into effect, right? Makes sense. So between 1 and 8, they pay $250 each. Between 9 and 15, $300 each. Between 16 and 24, $400 each. And more than 20 or 25 plus, they pay $500 each. Okay. There are some other ways that you can earn extra cash on this team as well. We're also able to offer Golden Rule or UH1 and Allstate supplementary or ancillary policies on there, the plan enhancers, the Advantage Guards, the dental vision hearing, for an additional commission as well. And we're finding a lot of agents having a ton of success with those right now, as a lot of the carriers are pulling back benefits on the dental vision hearing side. Co-payments are going up, becoming a little bit more expensive. People want some additional coverage. Additionally, with a WellCare focus, if you have 10 or more enrollments, you get $750 bonus, or 15 plus, you get a $1,500 bonus on this team. So if you're doing the math, yes, if you had 25 enrollments, let's say they were all WellCare, you'd make $12,500. for the commission on that. Plus you'd get a $1,500 bonus. You'd make $14,000 for 25 WellCare enrollments in a month. So it can be extremely lucrative. And again, the goal of this team is teach you the business, make sure you know what you're doing, that you can do business compliantly, effectively at a high volume. And when you're ready, when you have some cash saved, we'll prepare you to help transition into being an independent agent over there. Now, the only requirement for this team is you do have to pay for what we call the Agent Premier package. And essentially you're paying for the Convoso dialer. It's a system that we use to be able to route the inbound calls. And it's an algorithmic predictive dialer. We put all the leads in there and it'll just kind of make sure it's dialing people as fast as possible. It's compliant. The other reason why we use that is your team lead is able to listen live, coach you on those, and it's how we use the skills-based routing and route all the inbound calls to you. So our cost per seat on that is pretty expensive. So we're just asking you to pay for that. However, if you just do 12 enrollments a month, we will fully refund that dialer cost back to you. So there essentially would be no cost back to you if you're just producing at what I'd call a slightly below average rate. It's very, very easy for agents that are treating this as, putting in the 30-hour a week commitment. I would say the average agent is writing at least 20 plus on that. So 12 is not a very tough requirement there. Now, along with that, you also get access to be able to use our Medicare Advocates branding, email address. We will try to get you access to marks on this team as well. We cannot guarantee that, as some of the carriers have been cracking down situationally on who they're extending those marks profiles to. But we will definitely do our best efforts to get you access to marks on this team. This package, that with the dialer and the branding, you could also pay for that if you want to be an independent agent, meaning you own those policies, you're getting direct paid from the carrier, but we will not reimburse you for that. You're just paying for it. You basically get a leads in the box system and can use our branding and all the other things as well. So that's also available to all of our field agents, should you so choose. A couple other things before I'm done, guys. We do a $500 agent referral bonus. So if you refer another agent that wants to work with us, once they become active, and we deem active as they've produced any 15 policies, doesn't matter what it is, we will pay you a $500 referral bonus per agent. We also love to celebrate your wins. We do an annual producer trip every year. The past 4 years, we've done Hawaii, we've done Maui twice, we've done Kauai, and we've done the Big Island. Coming out of COVID and travel restrictions and passports and things like that, we felt Hawaii was a really good opportunity. This upcoming year for 2026, we'll be going in April. It's either going to be Grand Cayman or somewhere commensurate to that internationally. We're already in the qualification period there. We are following all the CMS compensation guidelines regarding additional compensation. So we're always making sure we follow those rules and guidelines, but we really want to reward our best agents for doing a great job every year and taking agents to what are really some of the best highlights of my life, these trips, really forging lifelong relationships with those that we work with and having great experiences in really great locations. Continuing on that, celebrating a culture of success, we're always doing great things to celebrate our agents, leaderboards, shout outs, rewards, incentives, anything that we can to the extent we can, always following those compensation guidelines. But our agents really love the things we do to shout out and celebrate. And I feel like we are best in class of any of our competitors out there of rewarding, incenting, and really motivating our agents to continue to work hard and be rewarded for their success. So that's it, guys. That's what I've got. Appreciate you watching this presentation. If you're ready to go, you can actually contract below. There's a link. You can select one of the two options that I talked about, either the field agent or the strategic sales agent. If you want to do ACA or ancillary or anything else, just contract as a field agent. If you want a little bit more information, you can reach out to us and contact us in the information below, or you can register for a live version of what I just covered here today. We do those every Tuesday. You can register for that webinar as well, or you can go set up a time with one of our agent success managers. There's a link to email and contact them below. Really hope we get the chance to work with all of you, and I appreciate all of your time and attention. Thanks for watching.